All right, hi guys. I'm Zach Steele. This is Tyler Hobart, and we're just going to run through and break down this week in fantasy. So first off, as you all probably know at this point, Leonard Fournette was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier this week, but as of about 2 minutes ago, Leonard Fournette has been signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, Tyler, what do you think that
Crazy.
means for his fantasy value?
Oh, I want to see how it plays out before I make
Hmm.
any moves for him, but specifically in our league, you have a nice little proposition you can go
Hmm.
make to Rojo owners right now, I think.
Yeah, I
And I
think
think that's
anyone
what you want to
with
do.
Rojo's, like if you want to cash out on any sort of Leonard
Hmm.
Fournette value, you could certainly go look at the Rojo owner in your league and see if you can just get a RB2 out of him. Because
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, who knows if Fournette ends up being workhorse in Tampa Bay? He could be an RB1, but he could just be in an RBVC there because they've got um, I'm not even going to try to say his name, but Dare, and
Yeah.
they drafted Vaughn, so they've got two decent pass catching backs, and there've been rave reviews out about Rojo out of training camp. So I have a hard time really seeing
Hmm.
him dominating that backfield, but he's going to get opportunities there, and I don't know that there was really a better spot for him.
Yeah, I think that was definitely he's gonna go right
Yeah,
into a super explosive offense. They
he
want
might
to score the
score more
ball,
than
so
three touchdowns than he did last year.
yeah, definitely. They already
You know,
photoshopped him into a jersey and it just looks so bad though.
it's tough when you got to do it in a couple minutes.
I know. I'm like, oh, just stop.
So then next, Alvin Kamara. He was actually back in the building today, but earlier this week there were reports that the few days he'd missed due to training camp were due to contract talks. So along with him, there's Dalvin Cook, who, if you're
Hmm.
fantasy owners who haven't drafted it, you're certainly worried about their contract situation. I'm sure my friend Tyler here drafted Le'Veon Bell 2 years ago, and he knows how it feels. So,
I know. I'm just watching from the sidelines, like, oh, thank goodness. Like, I don't have to deal with
so
that.
it's tough to like if you're picking at 4 right now. I won't judge you for taking CEH or Derrick Henry over an Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook just because you don't know yet. Obviously, if you're picking at the end of the first round, you're really happy to see that Mixon got locked up because that's not
Mhm.
a risk anymore. But just to say, you don't win your draft in the first round, but you can certainly lose it. So,
Kamara's looking better though, like that
oh,
situation
for
to
sure,
where
yeah.
I'm more confident now than I was this morning. So
For sure, yeah. And I mean, I'm a little worried about the epidural shot in his back. That's not
yeah, yeah.
common, but it sounded like it was more precautionary than anything, and the swelling's down. So I like his odds of being healthy, but again, if you want to take a Derrick Henry or a CEH over him, I'm not going to judge you for it.
If he slipped to me on Sunday, that would be nice. I haven't looked at the order for this
Oh
other league
yeah,
that Zach and I just joined.
yeah. Well, yeah. I think I was fifth, but
I'm gonna pull
anyway.
that up.
And then earlier this week, this was last Saturday, we had our home league draft. So I put both of our rosters here. As you can see, I put a little sad emoji next to Leonard Fournette there, but that maybe that's a happy emoji now. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you might want to change that right now,
Should update
but
the
we'll see.
slides. But um, yeah, you never know. I'm pretty happy with my roster. I didn't feel like it turned out the necessarily the way I had anticipated it going. I really wanted Deshaun Watson. It was an auction draft, but Tyler and I both kind of saved a lot of money till the end. This man paid like $20 for him, so I had to tap out there. But I still ended up with Breeze and Stafford, so I've got an okay QB room. But I really do think Deshaun Watson's going to be QB 2 or 3 this year, so that was definitely a good ad.
You've been sending offers. This
So I mean, yeah.
draft was definitely odd though, like for me, just because one,
Mhm.
I wanted to not get hurt. Like I immediately got stuck with McCaffrey in this draft because I honestly thought I'd just keep bidding him up, and I just was
Mhm.
happy setting the market value order on a
Yeah, I mean,
CMC, and then I got stuck with him for 85. I'm like not mad with it, but I really didn't expect it, and so
also,
I didn't want to lose money to you in the draft.
yeah, I mean, then I kind of followed suit and got my RB1. I got Derrick Henry, who I'm actually
That helped.
personally really high on. I think he's going to be
Hmm.
RB2 this year. which maybe that's a little
especially with
outlandish, but
all this other running back news.
yeah, I mean, there are very few running backs right now that you can guarantee, one, don't have
Mm-mm.
injury problems, and two, are actually happy with their contract. I mean, maybe Derrick Henry's probably not happy being franchise tagged, but at least he's
The
going to play
volume's
on it.
there.
And I mean, I think he's got an outside shot, albeit not high, to rush for 2,000 yards this year. I mean, he was only on the field for 64% of plays last year. Dion Lewis is gone, and the backup is a third-round rookie who's been fumbling the ball in training camp. So I don't see them trusting it.
Shade.
I just
Just
don't.
tearing this man's career apart.
I'm just saying, I don't see anybody else taking
Okay.
snaps away from. And I mean, he is that offense. You take him out of it, they're not
Yeah.
going anywhere. So, and they know that. And then I got my guys. I'm super high on Galladay. I'm super high on Parker. I'm super high on Diggs, Cooks, and Edelman. I think they're all really gonna outperform their ADP. I just probably overpaid for them to the point where them outperforming their ADP maybe means I'm just getting value on them. But we'll see how it goes.
That's where it got tough with this draft. There was definitely more players that I wish I bid up on earlier.
Yeah.
So where I was having to overpay on a lot
Mhm.
of late round flyers, but I really like Tyler Boyd this year. I think he's just going to be a monster with Burrow and like his
He will.
favorite target.
Mhm.
And I just have I'm really happy. I've never had a great tight end, and so it's like I'm just going to roll
Mhm.
with never worrying about the tight end position
For
this
sure.
year, which will be kind of interesting.
And Sutton kind of just
Um,
fell in your lap. I mean, I'm not super high on him, but you got
yeah,
him
like
so cheap that it's tough to be mad at it.
if I paid, yeah, what his value was, like I could definitely be a little upset about it, considering I
Mhm.
let guys I really wanted like Godwin go.
Mhm.
Um, but I got him so cheap. I'm like,
Yeah.
even John Brown, they're like most of my wide receivers are so cheap that I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like they could go crazy. Like with I like Ruggs a bit, but we'll see if he's like playable week to week.
Yeah. And I mean, you kind of got the two wide receiver twos in their offenses, Brown and Williams, that I don't think they'll perform to Parker and Diggs, but I do think they're maybe arguably at least better value players.
Yeah, because I definitely spent quite a lot on my quarterback
Yeah.
and bidding
So, I
at
mean,
you.
you've got a high floor on your roster. I think both of us have reasonably high ceilings, and obviously, such a long season, you never know. But
Yeah, I'm excited for trades, and
yeah, it'll be
if
fun.
there's anything on waivers at some point, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it's so tough.
hmm
Yeah.
I just wrote it off entirely, but maybe waivers will have some. It's tough with a 12
Well,
team league.
it's crazy though, because I look back at my team last year, which won the league, by the way, and it only had 4 players on it that I drafted. So, and I mean, that's because I trade a lot, but most guys on your bench that you draft don't really end up in your starting lineup.
No.
So,
You
like,
just want to get some value potentially.
yeah, so rosters do change so much. Draft day, although it's probably the most important day, it's not necessarily the whole year.
hmm
Yeah.
Definitely.
So anyway, that'll be it for this video. If you liked this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll link that handle in the description. Thank you.
Thank you.